Former Alabama offensive tackle, 1992 national champion Kareem McNeil, now employed at Shelton State Community College here in Tuscaloosa, joins us to talk some Bama football. Good morning, Kareem. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Very well. Good to have you on, man. I was saying in the last segment, and you were part of some really good teams, great teams at Alabama, winning a lot of games. And, of course, national championship in 1992. Coach Stallings won 70 games in 7 years when they didn't play but 11 regular season games, and then beginning in 92, the SEC championship game. But what Coach Saban is doing here, when you consider that he's got 5 national titles in 9 years, if you'd have asked me 10 years ago if anybody would be able to do that in college football, I'd say no way. It's not possible. There's too much parity. It's not designed for that to happen, but it is happening. I'm curious, as a former Alabama player, are you as in awe of what he has put together here as I am?
Oh, I absolutely am. It's absolutely amazing, and I don't know that we'll ever see anything like this again. I tell all my friends and anybody I talk to about Alabama football, let's enjoy this while we can, because we get the privilege of seeing this in our lifetime, and it's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it is, and I know you follow the game closely on both college and the high school level. As an analyst that keeps up with what's going on, we all know, if we're historians of Alabama football, that the history and tradition built in this program always gives you an opportunity to win. I don't think there's any doubt about that, regardless of the coach. But when you get a special coach like Nick Saban that can get everybody on the same page, get everybody going in the same direction, has the ability to put in a vision, and then all that tradition and all that history really help you. As we've seen, if a coach is, regardless of if it's Alabama, Ohio State, Notre Dame, wherever, it still takes a good coach, if not great coach, to get everything lined up where you can win at the highest level. You agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You have to have a guy that can present the vision that he wants and the know-how how to accomplish that vision. And then also the guys have to buy in to what he's selling. And if you don't have guys that buy in, it's really hard to accomplish your goals. I don't care how good a coach you are. It just won't happen.
Watching this team this past season, it was not always easy. It was a grind at times, and certainly the loss to Auburn was a huge disappointment, and we all wondered if Alabama would even get an opportunity to play for the national championship. What did you think of the job that Saban did this year with all the injuries on defense, at times the offense sputtering, but to get that team into the playoff and win another national championship? Was this one of his better coaching jobs, Kareem?
I would absolutely have to say so, because dealing with the number of injuries that they dealt with, and especially in the linebacker position, which is so key for that defense, is absolutely extraordinary. And you saw what happened to Florida State early in the year when they lost one guy. Alabama lost several guys and was able to continue to move forward. And this year, more than any year at Alabama, I think you see the importance of depth at any given position, which Saban has done a really good job at building at Alabama.
He certainly has. The quarterbacks, I'm curious for your thoughts. I supported Jalen Hurts 100% because I think, first of all, he's an outstanding young man, an outstanding leader, an outstanding quarterback. But I also trusted Coach Saban's judgment. People would call in and ask me, when's he going to go to Tua? And I said, well, when he thinks Tua gives him a better chance to win than Jalen. That's all I could say, because I know Coach Saban does everything he does to try to win the game. At halftime of the national championship, he thought he needed Tua, and he turned to him. But I have no second guessing of how he handled the quarterbacks. Do you?
Oh, absolutely not. The guy's winning, and and I don't care how he wins; he's winning. Look at the multiple championships, the multiple win seasons, 10-win seasons, and it's phenomenal what he's done, and you can't argue with it. Regardless of the outcome, and you just can't argue with it. The guy is a proven winner, and so when you have a guy that can consistently win like he's won, even if he left Jalen in, you got to feel like he felt like Jalen still gave them the better chance. But I think that was the right decision that he did make by putting Tua in when he did. I feel like it presented a number of problems, even though Kirby said that they prepared for Tua to be in. They still hadn't seen him play very much, and I think that that presented a nice little problem for them to have. Looking at the game, I did feel like that if we had a chance to win, Tua was going to have to play.
And he did, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Coach Saban, when he saw that they needed Tua, he went to him. I just think that's the mark of a great coach. Going forward, and you've been in the locker room, you know what it's like. There's only one quarterback that can play. Majority time that you played, it was Jay Barker. But all players want to play, whether they're quarterbacks or any other position. I've watched this situation covering this team, and fans have made a big deal out of it. That's what fans do. Hey, that's what makes being a fan fun, is you get to second guess and you get to say, I want this guy and we'd be better if this guy played. And it can cause some controversy in the sense that it appears to be that way because fans are making such a big deal about it. I never sensed, and I want to know what you think, I never sensed that between Tua and Jalen there were ever any issues. I never sensed there were ever any issues in that locker room, and I thought we saw that play out in the national championship game. All year, Tua had supported Jalen 100%, and then when it was Tua's turn, Jalen didn't go over there and sulk. He didn't go over there and sit on the bench by himself. He was the biggest cheerleader, helping Tua, was just as engaged as if he was playing, and that is the beauty of these two young men. It may be an issue for people outside the program. I've never sensed it was an issue with them. Did you?
No, I did not. And I think, it's a mark of a good leadership by Coach Saban to tell the guys, it's team first. Absolutely team first. And those guys have bought into that idea. And it's very obvious that they put the team first and anything to win championships. And that's what you do when you come to Alabama. If you want to win championships, my role is do whatever the coach asked me to do.
That's the way it should be. And this was a team that certainly put team first. And I think that's why they were standing on that podium. I really do. I think there were opportunities with all that was surrounding this team for it to splinter, for that locker room to splinter, and it never did. Hey, I want to ask you about what you're doing now. I know you're down at Shelton State and have been for a long time. Folks, a lot of folks are familiar with your story. Kareem was a great player at Alabama. Going into his senior season in 1995, was poised to have a all-conference type year, be drafted, have a chance to play pro football, then had a terrible automobile accident that left him paralyzed. But you didn't let that keep you down. Bring us up to date on what you're doing now at Shelton State and all that you've overcome.
Well, again, thank you for that. Since the accident, I did go on and finish my degree, got my master's degree in 99 and started working at Shelton State in 1999 and been here ever since. I've been teaching weight training, teaching health classes and other classes as well. And been doing that now for 18 years and have loved every minute of it. And I have 4 children, 2 sets of twins.
2 sets of twins?
My
Lord.
People get a kick out of that. Yeah. And they're getting older. My oldest 2 are 15, youngest 2 are 11, and so that's never a dull moment in my house, and so enjoying that and getting to volunteer coach. Had the opportunity to coach my youngest son in Pee Wee football this year. It was just last year playing Pee Wee, and that was a lot of fun, and thoroughly enjoyed that. Our team finished 6-0, 5-0. We only played 5 games, but that was a ton of fun getting to do that. So I love coaching and being around the young people and guiding them and helping them any way I can.
Well, it's good to catch up with you, and I know her pretty well. When you get to work with Dr. Milady Murphy, that's a joy unto itself, Kareem. She brightens up everybody she comes in contact with, and I know that's got to be a very enjoyable experience for you.
Oh, absolutely, and I can't thank her enough for giving me the opportunity to work here. She's been fabulous to work with, and she's a riot. She's an absolute riot, so love it here. Real
quickly, and we got to get to the break, but going into 2018, Would you make Alabama the favorite again to win the national championship, in your opinion?
Honestly, I would. I believe if everybody that was injured this year that's coming back, and with the recruiting class that they have coming in, I really would give them be the favorite to win it all next year. I think they are still loaded. They're absolutely loaded.
Great stuff. Thanks a lot, Kareem.
Thank you.